Tesla vehicles with FSD are 10 times better than humans. Tesla has officially released its Vehicle Safety Report, which shows data on the number of miles traveled between crashes for vehicles using and not using its autopilot. Tesla releases this data every quarter, and this quarter, it continued a somewhat consistent trend, revealing vehicles using autopilot are 10 times less likely to be involved in crashes compared to the national average. Even Teslas that are not using autopilot are more than twice as safe as the USA average, which is tracked by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration (NHTSA). The company started releasing this data on a quarterly basis back in late 2018. Since its first release in Q3 2018, the number of miles traveled between crashes has more than doubled. Q1 2025 safety results. Tesla reported one crash for every 7.44 million miles driven in which drivers were using autopilot technology. This is a far cry from the 3.35 million miles it first reported back in late 2018. It is also a big improvement from the 5.94 million miles it recorded between accidents in Q4. But it is important to note that the last quarter of each year has shown to have lower numbers than others. This can mostly be attributed to weather conditions. Tesla backtracked slightly compared to Q1 2024, when it recorded a crash once for every 7.63 million miles. This past quarter, the company also saw one crash every 1.51 million miles for cars not using autopilot technology. Even drivers that do not utilize autopilot are seeing tremendous safety improvements compared to the national average, which was one crash every 702,000 miles. This data was accumulated by both the NHTSA and the Federal Highway Administration (FHWA). Tesla says it recorded one accident every 7.44 million miles driven when autopilot was active. For drivers who were not using autopilot technology, we recorded one crash for every 1.51 million miles driven. The national average is one accident every 702,000 miles driven. Tesla has emphasized safety since it started producing vehicles. Its Model S, Model 3, Model X, and Model Y have all achieved the lowest overall probability of injury of any cars tested by the New Car Assessment Program. Tesla Cybertruck earns 5-star safety rating from NHTSA. The company has used engineering improvements to push the probability of injury down. Even the new Tesla Model Y, which started deliveries in the US in March, has several new engineering features aimed at making the car safer for occupants and easier to repair in the event of a crash. Source: reposted and summarized from Joey Klender at teslarati.